Hey everyone, it's Southern Belle Canto. Welcome back to my channel. I have yet another review for you today. The book I will be discussing is It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I, like many people, loved this book. It was a 5-star read for me. It was some wonderful sort of new tropes for me. It had the grumpy sunshine trope, as well as sort of an enemies to lovers, but not fully enemies, you know. We had a lovely heroine in Piper, I believe her name is Bellinger. I had to look up the last name. Piper Bellinger, and she is sort of the archetype of a spoiled, rich socialite from LA. And she is had a run of bad luck. She's broken up with her quick boyfriend. She's sort of in and out relationships very quickly. And she feels low. She has low self-esteem. At this point, she's 28. She's not sure really what she's doing with her life. She's just broken up with someone that she was broken up with someone that she wasn't necessarily into, and she has to do a night in jail because of an incident. And when she comes home, her stepfather, who is like an Academy Award winning producer and director, has just been fed up with her completely. He doesn't know what to do with her. She's 28. She has no motivation. She's very insular and just uses her social media presence as sort of her lifestyle and her goals in life. She doesn't have a real meat to her story. And she's told by her stepfather that her biological father left she and her younger sister Hannah this estate in, I don't know if they said it was Washington or Oregon, but it's up in the Pacific Northwest, and it's in this small town of Westport, or is it Westport? Westport. I had to look it up. And it's this sort of dilapidated bar that has a living space above. So the two sisters have been exiled essentially to Westport, and while they are not really greeted in the nicest way, they go to the bar only to find that it hasn't been really taken care of. It's run down, and they are surprised at the lack of help that they've been given for this bar. And so they get there and they decide to, renovate and make the best of their situation. While there, the alleged caretaker of the bar, Brendan, meets our heroine Piper, and they don't hit it off. He finds her to be spoiled, very insular, and she finds him to be sort of rough and grumpy and just not the nicest person. She doesn't find him to be warm. She's a very vivacious and warm person, and he's sort of turned off by her, and she's not sure how to handle that rejection. She's never really had rejection, especially from a male before. And so there's this lovely growth in the characters that I really loved. I felt that Tessa Bailey did a wonderful job at doing the evolution of Piper and Brendan in a really lovely, organic way. Their characters weren't just changed overnight, which I don't find to be realistic. What Bailey did in her novel was she took Piper and Brendan and had this slow peeling back of the onion, the slow rebirth, if you will, of each character. And that was really fun to see. It felt really organic. It felt really natural for the characters to evolve in that way. And it didn't feel pushed or anything, which I really enjoyed. This book is very spicy. I was pretty surprised because for some reason the cover threw me off. I thought it was kind of just going to be like a rom-com with maybe like 1 or 2 bed scenes that weren't explicit. This book is explicit. It is a 5 spice read. It is very explicit. But that being said, it did not take away from the plot. It didn't take away from the story. And I thought all the scenes really fit the character and the moments in the book. So that was sort of neat for me because it was sort of like reading a traditional romantic comedy, but with some very, very, very spicy scenes. And so that was new. I haven't read a book that's sort of been laid out in that way before, and I liked it. I thought it was good. It made it more authentic, I thought, instead of, you just get these one or two little lines and you're like, oh, they, got into bed and it was wonderful and perfect, blah, blah, blah. I don't find that to be realistic. But I thought this book, even though it might not be necessarily realistic, it was a little more up to date and a little more of what I think a reader in today's world wants, especially for the market. And yeah, this was just a 5-star read. It's sort of hard for me to go into depth just because there wasn't much I didn't like. It had a lovely story. Well, story, duh. It had a lovely setting. Had a lovely setting with the small town, all of the people that lived in that town. That was really fun to see, and just to get to know all these little kind of curmudgeon-y characters and people around the town. I know that there is a sequel coming out next year, and I hope we do get some more in the town of Westport. What is it? Westport or West Point? Westport. I keep wanting to say West Point. I don't know why. But in Westport, Port Lake Ocean. And I really did love all the characters. Brendan is such a lovable hero, and even though he's grumpy, you kind of root for him because if I met Piper, I'd be sort of turned off by her too. She was kind of annoying at first, but not in a way that made you not want to root for her or read about her. It was just like, yeah, this character needs a change. She needs to do something different with her life. And we got that in a lovely way. This book had a lot of humor that was really, really funny. And the banter between all of the characters, including the secondary characters like Hannah and Fox, and their grandmother Opal, who was just hilarious. I love her. If they make a movie, I can't wait to see Opal in the movie. I just thought she was a really fun character. There are some trigger warnings for loss of spouse as well as loss of parent. Just so you know, going into the book, if that's something you want to avoid for the time being or altogether. Those are some not spoilers, but some triggers for you. But overall, I love this book, and Tessa Bailey just had a new book release. I'm not sure if it is a holiday or a Christmas book. I think it's called Window Shopping. It looks like it's probably a holiday book from the cover, but it looks lovely, and I think I might have to pick it up. I bought like 17 books recently, and that book is calling my name like every day when I see it on Amazon. So yeah, this is my first book by Tessa Bailey. I think it was for a lot of people because this book blew up over the summer. It really was a hit on TikTok, and a lot of people talked about it on their channel. And I'm really glad I got to it because this book it really lived up to the hype, which I was really happy about. I think this would be a perfect book to read. It was just really fun. It was a really enjoyable novel. And if you wanted to give it as a gift, I would make sure that they're okay with romances that are explicit. But this was a lovely, lovely, lovely story. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you do too. Let me know if you've read this book or any other works by Tessa Bailey. Also, if y'all haven't, you should really follow Tessa Bailey on TikTok. Also on her Instagram, but her TikTok is hilarious. She does the funniest videos. She talks about her characters and her writing process. She just has a lot of humor. You can tell that from her books, but from her TikTok videos, she is just hilarious. So give her a follow on Instagram and TikTok as well, because she's really funny, especially if you love humor about romance novels and romance characters and all this sort of spiciness that goes into a romance novel. They're really funny. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well as TikTok at Southern Bel Canto. I'm also on GoodReads as well. Let me know if you would like my GoodReads information. I can start to link that as well. Let me know if you've read this book, It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. And if you've read other works by her, let me know because I would like to read more. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, everyone.